Hello everybody, welcome back to the United Stand, welcome back to the Watchalong. I'm back standing up as well. Man United against Crystal Palace. I hope you're all doing very well. Look, this should be a straightforward win for Manchester United, but in this Premier League, what is straightforward? So look, let's not get let's not get too complacent. Very happy with the Manchester United side. Should have it on the screen for you. Let me just get it up there. But basically, it's the team we sort of knew. There is no injury to Mainu. There is no Martinez. And Ahmad has been dropped for Sesko to go up front and then Mbeumo to go to right wing. I think he's got the right team. I don't actually have a problem with it. Let me just get it there. Yeah, I think he's picked the right team. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I think you look at the results yesterday. Chelsea playing a little bit later. Villa losing on Friday night. You know, Newcastle's potentially a big game on Wednesday, but let's win against Crystal Palace tonight. I would like to see United firmly in the Champions League conversation by early April so we can be approaching players and saying, look, we're going to be in the Champions League. The worst thing you want to be is like last season, where we're talking to players and they're going, well, I don't know whether you're in the Champions League until you play the Europa League final. So what's the announcement? The announcement will be at half-time because this is a Manchester United versus Crystal Palace watch-along and Manchester United takes precedence. My news, as big as it is, will be at half-time. So yes, I have got an announcement to make and it is a big announcement, but it will be at half-time. We're here to talk Manchester United first of all. So yeah, look, happy with that lineup. Good lineup. Haven't seen the Palace team yet, so let me just get on to that because Crystal Palace, what do you think about Carrick being more likely to get the job? I mean, it's Nathan Salt in the Daily Mail. I mean, this is the guy that for 2 months has been basically tracking Carrick and every movement he makes. He probably knows if he goes down the local Tesco. Oh, Carrick's at the youth team. Oh, Carrick's doing this. Oh, Carrick, the players want Carrick. Oh, this thing. Look, he must run the Michael Carrick fan club, which is absolutely fine. Fair play to him. But, like, what does he know about what's best for Manchester United? And what does he know about as if Carrick's going to get the job the 1st of March. Even Carrick knows he's not getting the job until the, until the summer. So I find the Carrick conversation really boring. The main thing is that we keep winning, we get into the Champions League, we see who's available and we make a decision then. That's it really. Sesko time, says the chat. Well, I've heard a lot of people talking about Sesko getting a hat-trick, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. However, as always on our watch along, we are sponsored by Boyle Sports, which means I've got my bet builder for you. So here we are. I've got a bet builder together. And for today's game, with our sponsor Boyle Sports, here it is. So all these things have to happen for my bet to come in. That's what a bet builder is. Man United to win. Come on. Over 2.5 goals. Well, I've gone with a 4-0, so that should happen. Sesko to score any time. Sesko time. And Mbeumo over 1.5 shots, surely. And Casemiro to be booked, surely. Crystal Palace and Jefferson Lerma to be booked as well. Remember, you've got a sub swap on all of those. So if Sesko didn't score and Ahmad came on and scored, I'd still clear up. There's also a sub swap on Mbeumo, Casemiro and Jefferson. That's how it works. So that's how the subs how it works. Talking of subs, and just for a bit of fun, which Premier League manager has the best substitute to goal ratio this season with 5 goals coming from the subs bench? No cheating, but I'll get your answers in the chat. Could have something to do with United. So get involved in creating your own bet builder. And just a reminder of what a bet builder is. You combine a few things together and you expect to happen in the game. And if they all come off, then your bet will come off. And there's a bet builder boost on today's game of 50%. So you place a bet builder on this match, you'll get 50%, yes, 50% bet builder boost onto your bet slip. So it boosts it by 50%. Just make sure you select boost when you complete your bet. Let me know and tell me what you're thinking. Links in the description or through the QR code next to me. And as always, 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Please bet responsibly. Terms and conditions are in the description and on the screen. Thank you very much for that. 1 Inch Wonder says, is your announcement that you're finally coming out? Don't get excited, mate. That's not what it is. But, you know, what's wrong with it if it was? But it's not. Afternoon, Mark. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Come on, United, says Leon. Thanks for all the early super chats, by the way. Moi says, Only one change from the Palace team that played on Thursday. They must be knackered and we must take advantage. Come on, United. I think what will happen with Palace, and let's just whack their team up on the screen here. I think what will happen with Palace is the same thing that happened at Selhurst Park when they played on the Thursday night as well. Remember, they were 1-0 up at half time and then we destroyed them in the second half. I think they're going to tire massively in the second half. So that's sort of my take on what I think will happen. But I think regardless of that, I don't think they're going to be good enough to get something against us today. I think we'll be too good. I mean, you look at their team: Dean Henderson, LaCroix, Richards, Mitchell, Muniz, Wharton, Kamada, Strand Larson, Johnson, Ismail Sarr. Shouldn't really have the quality, Palace, really. I mean, you never know. I'm not going to be totally disrespectful, but I think it should be. I think it should be, relatively straightforward for Manchester United tonight. I'd be very shocked if we didn't win. Let's put it that way. 1 Inch Wonder says a man can dream. Red Slime, thank you very much for your super chat. Hitton says cry among the most defensive teams this year. Crystal Palace are among the most defensive teams this year. Top 3 most clearances in tackles per 90. Quick crosses into the box, key to win. Slow build up will be lethal. Well, I think this is why starting Sesko is so important tonight, because this afternoon, because Luke Shaw and Delo have actually got to get forward and put some crosses in as well. Afternoon, Mark. Hope you're enjoying the weekend, says Leon. Thank you very much. Sesko starts. He deserves it, but how is Delo still playing, says Blue. In fairness to Delo, he did play well in the last game. I agree. I don't think there's many people in world football that would start Delo ahead of Mazraoui, but Delo just has something about him that means that every manager that's ever been here bloody loves him. And when we sold Wan-Bissaka for him, he started every game for Amorim. He's starting every game for Carrick. I think Ten Hag really liked him as well. So, there's just something about Delo that you gotta. I'm not even taking the piss. Announcement at half time. Is the big announcement that you are the new Man United Director of Football for the 26-27 season? You've ruined it, Spin. You've absolutely ruined it. I've got the old firm on here at the moment. Rangers 2, Celtic 1. It does have a Manchester United edge because Sir Alex is actually at this game. He won't be at Old Trafford. He's at Ibrox today for this game. Ricky genuinely said Shaw is 10 times better than Bruno, says 1 Inch Wonder. Yeah, but I don't like Shaw. I don't even think he's that good anymore. But that's just agenda, isn't it? That is really just an agenda. I mean, I would say to Ricky, come on. That's just stupidity, to be honest with you, to say that Luke Shaw's 10 times better than Bruno. Luke Shaw, nothing to do with me, from you, in the player ratings in the last 2 shows, has been given a poor score. He got 5 against West Ham and he got 5 against Everton. So he's not even been deemed average in the last 2 games. In fairness, though, Bruno's not been that good in the last couple of games. I would concede that. Definitely our most important player, but he hasn't. I think the midfield needs to step up today because the last 2 games away from home, and I think they will. I think Casemiro, Mainu and Bruno do tend to do better at home, but the 2 away games, they've been quite poor against West Ham and Everton. Hating on Delo and Shaw, says Ishi. Mate, just grow up. You're never going to get anywhere in life if you can't deal with conversation. I don't rate Delo. I don't rate Luke Shaw. It's not personal. They're areas of improvement. Now, I don't expect us to get Hakimi and Mendes, but imagine if we did, how much better the team would be. So I would say get a better right back and a better left back and we'll still be better. They don't put enough quality crosses into the box. Hopefully, look, if Luke Shaw puts a cross into the box today and Sesko scores a header, I'll be the first one to go, that needs to happen a lot more. Absolutely. Absolutely. Belaber's been benched for Brighton again. Thank you very much. Supra says, what's the announcement? Are you pregnant? Thanks very much for the super chat. Appreciate that. I'm not a medical miracle, no. So, yeah, let's go back to the Manchester United side. I mean, look, there's a few people who are saying Ahmad shouldn't have been benched. I don't have a problem with it at all. I really don't. I think football is really simple. You have your players that you want to pick, and if they perform, you keep picking them. If somebody off the bench keeps performing better than the starters, then you've got a decision to make. Sesko won us the game against Fulham where we were going to draw. drew as the game against West Ham where we were going to lose, and won as the game against Everton where we were going to draw. He's literally given us 5 more points than we were going to get. So, or 4 more points or whatever. He deserves this start. Nobody in their right mind can say that Sesko doesn't deserve this start. So somebody has to be left out. Now, I wouldn't leave Cunha out, really. I wouldn't. And I probably wouldn't leave Mbeumo out. So Ahmad has to be left out. Also, Nag says, and remember, Ahmad will be fasting for Ramadan, so that maybe is a reason. I don't think that is a reason. I don't. I think if Ahmad had scored a hat-trick against Everton and was man of the match, Sesko wouldn't be sat on the bench. Ahmad wouldn't be sat on the bench. So I think it's right. I think it's right that he is left on the bench, but it's not the end of the world. Like, you can't pick everybody. You can't on the one hand say Sesko needs to start and then not leave somebody out. And I think Ahmad, as much as I like Ahmad, I do agree that the output's not been that great. I liken it a little bit to Saka at Arsenal. Saka's output at Arsenal hasn't been that great, but I think he's a brilliant player. Ahmad's output in relation to goals and assists hasn't been that great this season, but I think he's a very important player for us. So, look, you're out of the team. You've got to work your way back in. Simple as that. Can you say happy birthday to my brother Iyad, says Wholesome Clips. Happy birthday, pal. Hope you're doing well. Ryan's also been a member for 37 months. Absolutely brilliant. Class of 99 says, nah, let Ricky have his opinion. Respect it. Well, are you the weird Class of 99? Because there is one person called Class of 99 who's just a raving lunatic. At what point are people not respecting Ricky's opinion? Are we not respecting it by discussing it? But I think that I'm allowed an opinion as well. And somebody who says Luke Shaw is 10 times better than Bruno Fernandes, in my opinion, respect it, is off their trolley. It's wild. Bruno Fernandes has got the most assists in the Premier League. And you're telling me that Luke Shaw's 10 times better than him? So I respect it, but I do not agree with it. Here's to almost 3 years and moving up to top 3, says Z3 Music Official. When was the last time Man United were in the top 3 after Christmas? I don't know. Was it 3 years ago? Predictions for man of the match and who will play well today, says Pappy. I think that man of the match today is going to be Delo with a hat-trick. No, I think it will be... I think maybe Sesko. Yeah, I think maybe Sesko. Maybe Sesko will win it. Right, I'm sitting back down. I tried my best. There's no way. Don't not work now. There's no way. I'm not going to be able to sit down. Not for that long. I'll have to work back. I need to sit back down. I desperately do. Is that high enough? Oh, that's camera. There we go. That's better. A little bit more. That's better. That's backer. Sesko has earned his place in the team with recent performances, pure and simple. And Mbeumo is better than Ahmad, says Paul. Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that one at the moment. Penalty in the Rangers game, going to VAR. Well, they were 2-0 up. It could be 2-2. It'd be a good result for Hearts. Mbeumo's better than the current Salah. Says, mate, I've got a hot take for you, right? Mbeumo's better than the current Salah. I'll tell you what, that wouldn't be a handball for Man City. I mean, it is a handball by Rangers, but I tell you what, that would not be a handball in the Man City game. He's also stopped a goal. Is it a concern that our open play performances has been steadily getting worse? City was the best, Everton was the worst, but we did score from open play, Zua. So, and Gerard has gifted 5 United Stand memberships. Oh, I want to do that. I challenge your 5, and I'm gonna give 5. There we go. 2 can play at that game, Gerard. 10 memberships there. Get your badge in. You can do that by joining the members club if you didn't get gifted 5. I might do some more in a minute. Positivity Sunday. Big announcement at half-time. United are going to batter Crystal Palace 4-0. My bet builder's going to come in with All Sports. And Sesko's going to get a hat-trick. It's all going to happen. And Luke Shaw's going to get an assist. That's my bet. Luke Shaw's going to have a worldie today. In fact, in player ratings, every player starts with an average 6. I'm going to say every player today starts off with a 7. Let's see who drops down from good to average. I don't think anybody will. Matty says, how was Seb's final? Didn't happen, mate. Didn't happen. Weather was absolutely ridiculous on Thursday, Friday. They play on a grass pitch because it's grassroots football. Didn't get called off until this morning, even though most people probably knew it was going to get called off last night. And then at 9:30, the opposition said, we'll reverse the fixture, kick off at 10:30. We were literally at our house at 9:30 and we're like, we wouldn't even get there in time to have a warm-up. And the last time we played at their ground, they don't even mark, it's AstroTurf, so they use cones because it's one big pitch separated into 4. So they use cones as the touchline and as the penalty box, right? Not big cones, those cones that are like markers. Anyway, we played them in the league, 1-1. They hit a long ball, it's going to go out, hits one of the cones, slows it down, their striker scores. So we were like, no, we're not playing at your bloody ground. We've got home advantage in the final. Anyway, like I said, I don't really get into it that much. Thoughts on Onana wanting his place back, says Robinson. He can forget about it. Mark, can you say happy birthday to Iyad? We've done that as well. Big 3 points on the line. Opportunity, make some headway between 4th and 5th. Enjoy the game. United Stand members, says Dayan. Celtic have missed. Oh, he scored it. He scored it. He missed it, and then he followed it up. I don't like that rule. I hate that rule. So he took the penalty, the keeper saved it, and then he followed it in, and the keeper saved it, and then he followed it in again. I hate that rule. I think they should change that rule. I mean, it's a legitimate goal, but I hate that rule. I think it's dodgy. I think if the keeper saves it, the person who's took it shouldn't get to follow it up. Because there's a huge advantage. You're halfway there, aren't you? One United, says Lena. Excited for Mbeumo on the wing. That's his best position. Also, the low block today is going to be hard. Look, I would love to see, in the game today, I would love to see what happened in the Liverpool-West Ham game, because I think it's quite similar. We're at home. We're against a team that can be difficult to break down. And Liverpool scored really early on and ended up winning 5-2. And I think if we can score early in the game, I think it just, Palace have got to attack then. Pappy says, I'm going to put my life savings on your bet builder. Well, I'm not taking responsibility for that. If your bet builder comes in, will you buy United's as 1 inch wonder? JCH has just gifted 10 memberships, and Wub has gifted 1 as well. Legends. Says, we are not going to talk about Martinez. We're not going to talk about Martinez's absence. He ain't built for the Premier League. Could be Mount's partner in crime in the hospital room. What are you talking about? What are you bloody talking about? I knew you were going to do that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Don't come for Martinez. I've got the butcher's hoodie on. What are you talking about, LZ? He ain't bloody Mason Mount's partner in crime. He's had 2 major injuries that kept him out for a long time. He's come back and played every week, and now he's got a little bit of a calf strain. I mean, it's literally textbook. It's textbook for any big injury. You come back and you get a minor muscle injury in the first 3 months. It's absolutely textbook. He'll be fine. Probably won't play against Newcastle, but he'll be back for the Villa game. He'll go on international duty with Argentina, and he'll finish the season with us. But you know what? I'm not worried about Martinez. I'm worried about De Ligt. We can have a conversation about De Ligt, but I'm not worried about Martinez, because I think it's just textbook that you have a long injury, you come back, you play a few games, and then your body reacts with a little bit of a muscle strain. So if he started getting more and more and more, then, there's maybe a conversation to have. That wasn't penalty. He wasn't looking at the ball. Says, what's up, Sham? It was a no-look handball. That's okay. United Stand gifted 5 memberships. That's us. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Okay, we've got nearly 22,000 people watching, so please do share the video. And if you haven't subscribed before, please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, because we're getting close to 256,000. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We're starting to also get to, I went for a walk with the dog at lunchtime, and it wasn't raining. It was relatively bright and sunny. And I thought to myself, and I said it to the dog that looked at me in a way that they can't speak back. and said, spring is on its way. Winter is dying and spring is on its way. And I thought, you know what? What does that mean? March international break, the start of the summer transfer window. We're coming towards the end of this horrible season. We're starting to see the shoots of positivity. We could, who knows, we might get a worldy manager in the summer. I doubt it, but we might. But we certainly should be in the Champions League, and we certainly should be starting to buy some players soon. So keep winning, get Champions League football, buy some decent players. Let's hope we're working towards that. That would be nice. That would be nice. Is the big news that Beth is going to marry Luke Shaw with Ricky as best man? You've ruined it, Pete the Meat. You've absolutely ruined the announcement at half-time. Luke Shaw was going to get Beth on the pitch with Ricky and propose. I mean, no, it's not going to be that. Beth's in a relationship, although, no, and she's in a relationship. I don't think she would choose Luke Shaw over her boyfriend. She just likes him from a professional football point of view. Ricky might marry him. No, Ricky's in a very happy relationship as well. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? It's a curry, says Christopher. Thank you very much. Will you be judging Wharton this game for next season? I think this is a great point, Anshul. I think this is a great point. We do need to keep an eye on Wharton. Number 20 for Crystal Palace. Look, I think in relation to the midfield, I think that sorry, I've just been messaged about the announcement. I think when you look at the we could be in a position where we could be a little bit observant about other things. When you look at the league table, and I think I can get it on screen for you. I think I've seen it somewhere, haven't I? Boyle. Where is top 10? Disappeared completely. Where the bloody hell's that gone? I've got bottom 10. Is top 10 going on? Oh, it is. Gone missing. When you look at the league table, 2-2 between Rangers and Celtic. Good result for Hearts, that. When you look at the league table, a win for today puts us level with Villa. If Arsenal beat Chelsea, and I do want Arsenal to beat Chelsea because I think ultimately Man City were lucky last night and I'd rather Arsenal win the league. But tonight, Matthew, I definitely do want Arsenal to beat Chelsea because we'd be 6 points clear of 6th place with 10 games to go. And I think that's quite significant. And also Villa and Chelsea play each other on Wednesday. And we're at Newcastle, so we could go 9 points clear potentially. So yeah, looking forward at that. But in the light of that, it's kicking off between Rangers and Celtic a little bit. In light of that, Champions League football or not, we do need to buy midfielders in the summer. Champions League football's looking likely, which means more money to spend on midfielders in the summer. Adam Wharton has always been in United's top 4 or 5 candidates. Anderson gets all the limelight. Baleba gets a lot of headlines because he's been shit. But Adam Wharton's just sort of steadily been doing his job. And I've got to admit, I don't even know whether he's the guy or not. So I think games like this today are really important because we're approaching the summer now. He is on the list. It's a difficult place to come, Old Trafford. Let's see how he performs because we might watch him and go, he's not for me. I don't think he is for me, Wharton. I think he's a jack of all trades and a master of none. But he might come in today and do something that makes me think, you know what? There's something there. We could hope, I think the thing about being a jack of all trades and a master of none is you might go, well, let's take his position and move it to the 6 and we'll focus on developing his tackling and his passing. So, but as Evan Robbie says, Wharton isn't all that. And I think that I will be interested. I find it hard to scout players when they're playing against us because I'm so focused on us. But I will be taking a keen eye on him, seeing how he does today. Sean, thank you very much for your super chat. You can do that through the $sign. He says, knowing United likes an easy deal, is there any interest in Wharton from any other club? I think that I think Wharton will have interest from other clubs. There's been rumoured Liverpool, there's been rumoured Chelsea. So look, he's obviously a well-liked player. It's a bit like Anderson, isn't it? Hi Mark, hope you and the United Stand and family are well. Buddy, says Daniel. Good to have you, Daniel. Hope you're doing well as well. And yours. Cess Goal says, it's your boy Calv. Hope you're doing well. Got a good bet boost, so I'm United today, says Sam. Yeah, get your bet boosts in on Bet Builder with Bull Sports. Links in the description, or you can scan the QR code as it goes round. That would have been perfect if it hadn't been that. There we go. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Okay. And Andre Gomez says, today is my birthday. I was born on February the 29th. Hopefully we batter Palace. I always think that, Andre. Is that a bit of a head fuck, really? Because if you're born on February the 29th, there is only one February 29th every 4 years. Does that mess with your head? Because technically, you're only, if you're 40, you're only 10. But obviously you have to celebrate one every year. I tell you what always messes with my head on birthdays as well. If you're like 40, have you ever thought about it like this? When you're 40, you're actually not 40. You're celebrating your 40. You've done 40 years. You're actually 41 because you're going into your 41st year. You ever thought of it? You know when people say that celebrate their 30th? That's when you've completed 30 years. Because when you're born, you don't celebrate your first birthday until you've had 1 year. I always thought when I was like 40, I'm going into my 40th year, but I'm not. I'm going into my 41st year, technically. We celebrate the completion of the year, not the year, you know? I think. I'll probably burn everyone's minds there. Wild Spider's been a member for 27 months. Shall I gift 5 more memberships? Come on, let's do it. Come on, Mr. Positive. I'm excited about my announcement. Shout out to my bro, Tyler Williams. He fancies you, says Nathan. Nothing wrong with that. United Stand have gifted 5 memberships. Just realised again, that's me. There we go. Yeah, going back to what Sean says, I don't think it's an easy... we're nearly kicking off here and I've got bloody Rangers on. I've done this before. I tell you what, I nearly missed the start of the game. Well, I wouldn't have missed the start of the game because it's on main event. I retract that. But I have done that before. I've been watching another game, chatting with you lovely people, and then completely missed the start of the game. So there we go. Let's get ready for that. Please do share the video, everybody. I'm about to tweet out our link, so please click the share button, share it on your socials. That's really appreciated. I've gone with a 4-0 win for Manchester United. I'm not being arrogant. I just think that we've had a couple of bad games. Good results, but bad games. And I don't think we're capable of having 3 bad games in a row. So I just feel like there might be a really good performance. I also think with Sesko up front. Mario Franco says, Enmicha and Anderson, also João Gomez, relegated, says Mario Franco. I like Enmicha, I do. Deck says, go on, it's the Celtic. Now come on, United. He's a Celtic and a Man United fan. Hi, Mark. Come on, United. Let's hope Sesko keeps scoring. Nothing better than our strikers scoring goals regularly, says Snoopy fan. Yeah, I'd love him to get Snoopy 10. I'd love us to get that today. 65 months membership. Don't know what to do with it, says Tony. And announcement, I forgot player rating, says Jordan. Okay, right, we're ready to go here. Let's get the win. Simple as. Bruno's going to kick it off. Look, ultimately, I'll take any win. It would be good to see a good performance because I don't really think we played that well in the last couple of games. But obviously we did win. Celtic obviously played on Thursday as well, so should tire. There are other games going on today. I'm not aware. Oh, yes. Fulham play Tottenham and Brighton play Forest. So they don't really impact on us in any way, shape or form. But we'll certainly keep you abreast of those. Let me make sure we do that. Glasner wants to put his coat on. That's the highlight of the first few seconds here. Good morning, Mark. 7 a.m. from me in the US. Tomorrow's my birthday. Hopefully United can come with the win as an early birthday gift, says Valentina. Happy birthday for tomorrow, pal. Crystal Palace just on the slight attack here at the moment, but Wharton. Nice little movement of the ball by Wharton. Mitchell puts the cross in. Little slip. Luke Shaw's there. Strand Larson. Absolutely shit shot. Crap clearance by Luke Shaw, but luckily Strand Lawson's crap. Typical Dino masterclass incoming, says Ben CFC. Yeah, we've got to be a little bit wary about Dean Henderson. And John says, all right, Mark, sounded chipper today. Aside from Wharton, any other Palace players you've got your eye on? Looking forward to your big announcement at half-time. Thank you, pal. Nah, there's not really anybody. Muniz of Crystal Palace is a good player, but I think his age profile would mean he wouldn't come to us. There's the first flick on from Sesko. Of course, we've got that in our arsenal now, that we can do that. We can just go long to Sesko. Bruno, come on. That was hardly a bloody foul, was it? Dean Henderson went for a crap clearance and Bruno went for a shot. Dean Henderson captain. How did that happen, says Rick. If it's 7 a.m. and you're in Australia, that means you're 7 hours behind. So I would say you are mid-Central America then. I'd say you're probably from somewhere like Texas. Probably completely wrong with that. The announcement is that Claire is joining the United Stand, says Ken. You've ruined it. Ooh. Half decent cross. It's gone for a corner. I do think Crystal Palace will try and start quite quickly because obviously they've got tiredness that will kick in the second half. It's 9 a.m. in Toronto, says Observer. Are you predicting a United win, says Constantine? Yeah, I mean, realistically, it should be a straightforward win, but as I say, the Premier League's very unpredictable. Look at Everton yesterday against Newcastle. It was incredible. Corner from Palace. Not a very good one, but they win that. Oh, no! Slow! What? LaCroix scores a goal. I don't even think it was a very good header. Nobody on the back post. 1-0 to Palace. 3 minutes in. Sleepy, sleepy time. They need to bloody wake up. What's going on there then? I mean, just sleepy time. Sponsored by Dreams. Absolute rubbish. I mean, look at the marking here. It's terrible. I mean, Carrick says Woodgate and Evans have been working on defending. What? Defending like you're social distancing. I mean, Yoro's got to do better there, but why is nobody on the post? I mean, Le Mans can't save that. That's... What's happened to football? Why haven't you got people on the post anymore? I mean, it's a crap goal to concede, but it's sleepy, sleepy time, isn't it? We've got to wake up again. Look, long way to go. Long way to go. But wake up. Wake up. So much for the 3-0 prediction. Well, look, there's a long time to go. You're all going to be eating your words. Everyone laughing. You're all going to be eating words. They've had a yellow card here. Don't even know what for. And Burmo. I don't even think that's a yellow card, is it? I tell you what, I worry about that referee because if he's giving yellow cards for that, he'll start giving us some yellow cards. No, you don't want to give a yellow card for that. I thought he was running through on goal. Look, hopefully that'll be a shot in the arse for us. Because... yeah. Loads of time left. We're not going to panic. Keep the positive vibes going. Good ball by Casemiro into Shaw. Now, you've got to push forward today, mate. No, there's space in front of you. What you mean? Get up the bloody wing. Delo and Luke Shaw now have got to be wide. You've got a 6'10" striker. Ooh, a diagonal there. Cunha can't quite get on it. I prefer LaCroix centre-back or LaCroix sparkling water, says Chesy. Okay. Just looking at the corner again. Yoro's got to be looking at the ball there. Yeah. I like Yoro. He's going to make mistakes. He's got completely lost there, focusing on the player. And it's a good header, but I just don't understand why there's nobody on the post. It's really weird. It was a good header, but to me, that's simple, you know? Long way to go. It might, as I said, it might, as strange as it sounds, it might not be a bad thing because it might be the kick up the arse. Because sometimes if you start slow, it's half time, it's 0-0. In a way, being 1-0 down at home should get the tempo up. See, early corner. Well, it's not going to be a corner. It's not going to be a bloody corner. It's stayed in. Fulham are losing to Spurs and Brighton a bit as early goals today. First 10 minutes, every Premier League game's got a goal in it. Fulham are beating Spurs 1-0. Harry Wilson having a great season and he's free in the summer. And Brighton are 1-0 up against Forest. Gomez. What's my predictions for that? No, you're on the wrong page, you idiot. That's still the wrong page. That's not. Oh, it's wrong. It's that one, isn't it? Brighton. Robbie went with a draw. Come on, Brighton. Anyway, I'm not panicking yet. Glasner is the next manager. What do you think, Mark? Says, I don't want bloody Glasner. It's a slow start. I tell you what, though, it's a slow start from United again. And I did say this. There's plenty of time for Man United to get back. But we didn't start well against West Ham. We didn't start well against Everton. The midfield wasn't very good. Look at the way Sarr's got away from Mainu there. Mitchell. Good defending by Delo. I mean, the way Sarr skips past Maguire and Mainu there, it's just pace. It's a lack of speed in the midfield there. Look, remember Palace will tire in the second half. We probably will spend a lot of time attacking in the second half. So, first and foremost, get back level. Horrendous from Yoro, says Charlie. Look, remember he's a young player. He's going to be a good player. He's been in and out of the team a lot. Obviously, Martinez is injured. You're going to get mistakes from younger players. Let's remember Dorgu. Watched a bunch of Sir Alex Ferguson's documentaries recently. We're so far off from where we had us, says Jack. Horrendous from Yoro, says Charlie. That was Yoro's man. He just left him, says Revy. I don't think he left him. I just think he got focused on the player and not the ball. Terrible pass by Delo. Bruno, come on. Bit of magic. Little dink into Cunha. Interesting with Wharton. I have kept an eye on Wharton. He is sitting in front of the back four a lot. He's almost playing the 6 role. So, and he's in there well on Mainu. Good tackle because Mainu was in a good position. Buy quick in the summer or wait until after the World Cup, says Cousin. I'd get your players in when you can. Yoro also made a big mistake in the away fixture. I know he's young, but he has far too many mistakes in him, says Farrow. But I think being young is going to be part of the issue there, to be honest. Good play there by Cunha, but no one attacking the front post. Rizzo says, I called a loss today. Commentator said Shaw's been great the whole season. What an idiot. I think this is the end of the Carrick hype today. Long way to go, Rizzo. Luke Shaw's not been great all season. United were tweeting about it this morning. At left back, he's been below average. At left centre back, I thought he did okay. Palace have kept that in. Oh, Shaw, you've got to deal with that. Sarr's in again. Big save by Le Mans. Look at this here. How are they getting to all the... Mainu's got to put a tackle in there. Luke Shaw's got to deal with that. And someone's got to be closing him down. It's really slow and lethargic. Everybody's just miles off. I tell you what, the intensity over the last few games is shocking. Seriously, I'm not joking. I've said this myself. Like, we keep hearing about reduced training time and extra days off, but say what you like about Amram, and it wasn't great, but we had a lot. We were quite intense. We were quite fit. The fitness and intensity of the team has dropped off a cliff. And if that's to do with like lowering the training demands, well, we're not seeing any evidence of that actually benefiting us. Crystal Palace had a game on Thursday. Since my dad passed in November, watching the watch-alongs with you, Mark, is like having another member of the family watching. Well, to all the people who feel like that, you're very welcome. You are part of the community safe. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't stress. There's a long way to go. We average 2 goals scored a game. So, look, I think we'll be okay, but we just need to wake up a little bit. Like I say, since West Ham and Everton, both games have been quite similar, and first 10 minutes has been very similar. There seems to be a lack of intensity and speed in the team. Coming up against the 3-4-3 has given us PTSD, says Marble. Our fullbacks are awful, can't pass to a red shirt to save their lives. I want to see them getting up the pitch, ad hoc. I think we're a lot better when we press high. They've played through the press so easily there as well. Munez ain't going to beat Shaw there. He's got 5 yards on him. Well done, Le Mans. Delo's passing is horrendous, says Max. Slow start could be a reflection of Carrick energy, says NG. Cool. This is why people criticise Mainu. He's too slow, says Cullen. What can he do to change that, though? I mean, there are players out there that aren't necessarily quick. I mean, was Luka Modric ever quick? Matic, was he quick? I don't think pace... I don't think it's pace per se if you anticipate. Read the game. Maybe, oh, I tell you what, that was nearly a mistake at the back. We could do with a bit of luck. Larson there held it up against Yoro and he's given the foul. I thought he was going to book him there because he gave Palace a very soft yellow card, and look at Yoro there. I mean, he's pulling his shirt. Look, he's not been booked there. Literally gave Palace a yellow card for much the same. Yoro needs to be careful there. Besides results, we haven't played well since the Arsenal match, says Kevin. I thought we played well against Spurs, but it was obviously against 10 men. I thought the Fulham game was very good. Forest have equalised against Brighton. Gibbs White. Free kick here to Palace. They're going to go back post. Sesko's going to win that. No, it's not. It's not Sesko. It's Delo. And Le Mans gets hold of it. Hi, Mark. I feel as though the new manager interim bounce has started to fade a little. The same set of players who let down every manager we've had. Some of the passing from Shaw and Delo has been absolutely shocking. Shaw with another misplaced pass there. But that's better. Oh, we've got space here. Lovely, lovely. Cunha. He's overrun that. He had a pass and he's overrun that. I'd consider Munez for right back. He's having a good season for Palace and he's having a good game here so far, Louis. Do you think Newcastle are in crisis at the moment and do you hope Howe can turn it around for them, says Gromit? Well, I don't want him to turn it around before the weekend because we're playing there on Wednesday, aren't we? And I think it's a good time to play them. Besides, You swear we played on Thursday, says Eddie Mack. 1 game a week, says Bulbous Tip. Extra days off from the manager, lack of rotation. No wonder we look off it lately. 1 game a week isn't as good as people make out. Well, but then we have won 5 of our last 6 and drawn the other. Players do look very sluggish, Kiru. We were just talking about that. Marlowe says, we're good against City and Arsenal because Dorgu was amazing. Since his injury, we've struggled on the left side and been very unbalanced. And Amar says, well, intensity does drop when you go on holiday mid-season when others are still playing. That's a good ball out by Casemiro. Right. If Mbermo plays that in, it's unlucky. I really do think if we sorted some of our passing out, we'd be okay. Just got to calm down a little bit. There is space out there. You can see who's poor when we don't train, says Love Hate Games. And Slow Sports News says, why is it every time we get the opportunity to get ahead, we stumble? We gain momentum away from Chelsea and Liverpool and now have to challenge. Long way to go. I think people are panicking a little bit too soon for me. I mean, well, I don't think we've actually put a cross into the box for Sesko yet. 20 minutes gone and we still haven't put a cross in. We're not even working the opportunities. What are your thoughts on Chris Richards for Crystal Palace as Parker? And how can Ricky continue to praise Shaw? He's consistently the worst player on the pitch every week. It's not even opinion, it's delusion, says Charlie. And Jacob as well, like Marlowe, saying, in addition to less training, we're missing Dorgu. KU says, why do people hate on black players like Yoro? I don't think that's what it is, mate, at all. Come on. I think there is obviously very, very, very big racism points in football, but I definitely disagree with you that people aren't hating on Yoro because of that. I mean, I don't agree with the criticism of Yoro. I think he's a fantastic young player and you've got to be patient. The goal is on him, though. Cunha and Burmo really frustrating to watch, says Marlowe. Look, it worked against Everton because we won the game and Mbermo's pass was incredible and Mbermo got the assist. In that moment, it worked. But across a 90-minute game, I'm not convinced Cunha's a left winger. I think he's playing out of position. He can provide those moments and he puts a shift in. But look at him now. I just don't think he's a left wing player. Out on the touchline, playing as a left winger, I don't think he is. Maxwell says we need Ahmad this game. Tell you what, Wharton's been quite tidy so far. Almost is. Well, he's not. He's playing in a pivot, but he has been quite tidy. I've been quite impressed with Wharton. Hopefully Palace won't be able to keep this level up for long. Maguire's going to win that. Nice and easy. Take your time, Casemiro. Touch it into Mainu. It's gone long. Ethan says 1 game a week is doing us more hard than good. Nothing coming down the left-hand side, says Big Trox. And I know you're saying that there's still a long way to go, but with this start, we can go 2 down really quickly and make life difficult. Oh, yeah, Carricky, we can't concede again. Wharton doing decent in his audition, says Andy. Thing about United that makes me feel positive is that even if we're not playing particularly well, which we're not, I still think, like Everton, you've got a goal in you. West Ham, you've got a goal in you. And that's one thing that I've always felt about this side this season, even under Amorim, is that we have been very good at scoring goals, even if we've not been playing particularly well. Maguire, you've got to do better there. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Are we missing Ahmad's defensive work rate, says James. Might be a little bit early for that, but it's an interesting conversation. Absolutely woeful. Can't string 2 passes together, says Dan. Hard to judge Cunha as a winger when he hasn't got a left back supporting him. Very good point, Dan. We look clueless on the ball. No chemistry, says Abdul. They're just hungrier than us, Crystal Palace. And they've got movers here. Mitchell. Good play by Delo there, to be fair. He did do well. Something to wonder what's happening with Bruno, says Harris. Look, we are against a team with 3 centre-backs as well. I mean, you talk about low blocks. I wouldn't say it's a low block this first 20 minutes. I don't know what the stats look like, but oh, Ricky. Is this the end? This is the end. Count your breath and count to 10. Man United have jinxed him. Man United tweeted this morning about how many games he's played this season. He's done. Luke Shaw's done. He's finished. He's done. You can tell. You can tell by his reaction. It's not a muscle injury, it's foot. I think it's like probably, yeah, it's not his normal injury like a muscle or anything like that. I think it's like probably going to be foot in the bone or something. Let me just catch up on some of these super chats while we've got a break in the play. Van der Ven is so overrated. Pace merchant, says Max. Don't worry though, Cirksy thinks Shaw is having Carlos performance. I'm not worried about this. I think the 1 game a week gives us longer lasting legs in the second half, says Nick P. We're playing with 10 men. Shaw has been useless. Well, he's coming off. It might not be that bad because it's not muscular. It looks like it's some sort of foot injury there. But he wasn't playing well, so we might actually improve from this. Is there a certain style you'd like to see us play, says Adam? Yeah, basically get the ball and keep it. Pass the ball around and keep it. Dan says, Delo and Shaw have been awful. We need Anderson and Wharton for our pivot next year, says Jack. 40% possession against Palace is shocking, says Marlowe. I mean, I wanted to bring that on. Look, hopefully for Luke Shaw, that's not a bad injury. I mean, Ricky is crying at the moment if they go to the footage. But he hasn't played very well, and Muniz has took the piss out of him. So bringing Mazraoui on might actually help us down that left-hand side because he's a reliable defender. But look, we've had 41% possession at home. This is not a low block. This is just a shit start from United. It's really poor. And look, do not judge Carrick getting the Man United job off this, because we might end up winning this game. But I think we're starting to see signs against West Ham, Everton and now Palace that results are good, but performances are a little bit concerning. So look, all I'm going to say is if we win this game and I bring this up, people will go, oh, you're so bloody negative. But we're living it. We've lived it again for 25 minutes. Like, we're not playing very well the last few games. Winning, great, but we're not playing very well. So is this something you want to do next season? Do you want to keep playing like this next season? Like, I think I want to see. I don't know. I don't understand why in a game at Old Trafford we've played so bad for 25 minutes when they played on Thursday and we've had nearly a week off. Our last game was Monday. There's no excuse for this. It's a shockingly shit start, and this is our best team. We haven't put one cross into the box in the first 25 minutes either. How hard is it to say to Shaw and Delo, get some width, work some space, and let's get 3 or 4 crosses in the first 20 minutes? Not put one in. We need to be quicker. They will tire faster, says Jason. Andreas says, at manager bounce, reduced training, player power, then summer hype. The loop never ends. The football is no different from the last 6 years, says Andreas. Shaw's worst game so far. Good he got taken off. I mean, I don't want to see people getting injured, stick and stone, but hopefully we will see an improvement now with Mazraoui if he's got the energy to actually support Cunha. I think you're wrong about Man United having time off. Taking a week off in the middle of the season does a world of good for NBA players in the USA. I think you're looking at a small sample size right now, says Ian Draughton. Yeah, mate, you're throwing the ball. They're kicking the ball. Very different. And we've been shit since that break. If Shaw is out for a while today, would you play Heaven or Malacia in his place? Says this freely. And Sarvish says, I figured it out. Ollie won just a few games with Jose Fitness and then dropped off. Carrick did the same. We'll drop off by the end of the season. Steve says, do you think Luke Shaw's just found out he's not going to the World Cup? I don't think he should have been going to the World Cup anyway. I think unless there's an injury to Lewis Hall or Nico Riley, I don't think he would be going anyway. Well, consider this. Today we shall really see whether Michael Carrick has what it takes to be a manager, says Jacob. Look, there is a positive in that. There is a positive in being tested. You're right. Tuchel probably told him he's not going to the World Cup, says Naman. And Shaw head hasn't been in it awful this half so far. So far, wants the easy way out, says Jonathan. And Irfan says, at times we suffer from imposter syndrome. Aldo says they just need gripping up and shaking. Lazy. Also, Heaven is better than Yoro. Let's accept it. I mean, we could have used Heaven. I mean, look, as I say, I like Yoro, but he is left. We are using Harry Maguire as a left-sided centre-back. We could have kept Harry in his natural position and paid Heaven. But Carrick obviously prefers Yoro. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We've got to push the fullbacks forward. I mean, Delo and Mazraoui are playing so deep. Really need to push forward a little bit here. Well, it's not going on that well with my bet builder at the moment. We're in the early stages of the game. Anything can happen, but looking in, I had Man United to win. Still think that could happen. Over 2.5 goals, that's fine, because we've got one already, and if United win, then that would complete that. Here's Mbermo, he's not going to get there. Sesko to score any time. Mbermo over 1.5 shots, don't think he's had one yet. Casemiro to be booked, and Crystal Palace's Lerma to be booked. I don't even know if Lerma's playing, is he? Remember to check out your bet builder with Boyle Sports. Well, you put a cross in the box. It's just nowhere near Sesko. Could the club benefit with having a veteran striker like Welbeck or even Chris Wood? Mate, I'm not being rude, but I wouldn't even say we'd benefit from having Danny Welbeck or Chris Wood, because in truth, it wouldn't matter in this game because we're not servicing the striker anyway. It's nothing about experience. Brighton are now 2-1 up against Forest, by the way. Danny Welbeck has scored, so that was probably why you said that. Mazraoui, go on, put the cross in. No. Corner. Right, this could be an opportunity for us. Bruno says calm down. We know corners, Harry Maguire, Casemiro, Sesko. This could be a way back into the game. I know it's corner FC. I know we've been shit, but it's part of the game in the Premier League this season, and we have been very good at it. Short-tempered gamer says, I thought Carrick understood the DNA. Bollocks, mate. Look, long way to go. We get back 1-1. It's game on. And we have been very good at corners. That looks like a good corner to me. Oh, see, Maguire wins it. We're so good at winning these corners. Shaw performance reminds me of Neville against West Brom many years ago. He retired soon after, says Steve. I don't think Luke Shaw's going to retire. It wasn't a very good performance, but I don't think he's going to retire. Right, let's see if we can do this again. I mean, Adam Wharton's marking Maguire, so it's a bit of a mismatch. I think they might get this one away, though. I don't think that's a foul, is it? It's just a clash of heads. Might be a long throw coming up here. Please don't say we're bringing long throws back. Yeah, Maguire's header wasn't going to go in, but it nearly deflected in. Cunha keeps coming inside, meaning we've got no width on the left, says Charlie. Yeah, but as somebody said before, it doesn't help. Good cross. It doesn't help when you've got no fullback pushing forward either. Double D says Delo is a coward, just looks for the ball in positions where he can pass it backwards. Both our wingers are playing like 10, says Rios. Forget 5 wins in a row, should aim for 5 passes, says Miz. It would be a start, you're right. I can't do another season with Shaw and Delo, it's like playing with 10 men, says Jimmy. Remember, Shaw has come off now. Shaw performance, I've done that one. Marlowe says, do you think Carrick is using Yoro instead of Heaven because the board have told him to? Yoro's on much higher wages. Well, I would hope not. Who's the best 3-4-3 manager available this season, says Anthony. Good cross. Henderson read it. Well, we don't want to go 3-4-3, do we? Can't create any chances, says Dale. No intensity or intent to our play, says Emily Derry. It's been easy for Palace so far. It should never be easy for the away side at Old Trafford. The way we're playing at the moment, you're sort of like hoping that because Palace played on Thursday, they're just going to tire themselves out. Joe says, I'm over Delo. He's lost the ball at least 4 times. And One Inch Wonder says, Bodo Glimt would generally run rings around us in the Champions League if we keep playing like this, says One Inch Wonder. I don't like when the media talk about Carrick getting the job. All he's got to do is get Champions League football. Only moments I would consider Carrick is if he wins and performs, says Kohler. And I think we'll win, but the slow starts are becoming too common. If we keep at it, we'll be fine, but it will hurt us at some point. Got to start better, says Bulbous. And Salford Chappie says, what's going on with Diego Leon? I just don't think he's ready, mate. Camille says Mazraoui's fasting as well, so low energy from him. Love Hate Game says this should be a sign to sell Luke Shaw. I think Fulham might be 2-0 up. Oh, what a goal. Iwobi, 2-0, Fulham. Spurs are in the shit. Right, we're back up and running here. Still 10 minutes to go to half time. Rob says, Delo's a serious problem. Right back is a priority. 25 minutes and 1 shot on target. What are we doing, says Hennessy. John says, glad Shaw is off. Genuinely negatively affects our possession. I can count the number of times he's run into the opponent's byline. Well, I think in relation to the fullbacks, we did discuss this in the West Ham game. They were shit. And the problem is, if you've got Sesko up front and there's no width, then yellow card for Delo now. Fullbacks are having a shit game, aren't they? Oh, I tell you what, he could be in trouble there. He's late. Very, very late. Nah, it's not a red. Yellow card. Yeah, but yeah, as I said, against West Ham, they were really, really bad. Look, Misplaced passes, silly tackles, yellow cards. I can deal with that. Jake says, why do you think we've been so lethargic the last 3 games? New manager energy is gone. Because we're reducing... Oh, Mbermo, shoot! Oh, why didn't Mbermo shoot? Laid it off to Mazraoui. New manager energy has gone. No, I think the reason we've been so lethargic in the last couple of games is because we've reduced the training time. I also think that 2-week break between was it West Ham and Everton when we went on holiday? But we were lethargic against West Ham, but that's because we'd played 2 games in a row. Nice lay by Sesko. Cunha's not going to win that. I sense a little bit better here from United. A little bit more urgency. Go on, put a cross in, Bruno. Put a cross in. Yes. That's better. That's better. A cross goes in and Sesko wins the header. I mean, he didn't score, but it's better. Just do more of that. They won't be able to deal with him. Need to do more of it. Yeah, so I think the lethargy, Jake, is because we're just not training enough. We need someone who can train these players, not give them days off, says Bailey. Carrick has made a big mistake dropping the training down, allowing players to go on holiday. It's clearly cost us our sharpness, says Ian. Spurs are getting relegated, says Mello. And thank you very much for that. Makes no sense for any decision to be made about Carrick until after the season, but do you think he should at least earn a spot in the club? I would give him Wilcox's job in a heartbeat, says Ian Drowton. Well, I don't know. I mean, what credentials has Michael Carrick got to be a director of football? You want your director of football to know the transfer window. I feel like we're doing something a little bit better here, although that's not worked out well. We seem to have upped the intensity, which is good. I think some people might have a problem with not being able to hear it properly. Everything's working fine for most people. So refresh. If you've got a problem. Ooh, good cross by Bruno and good defending by Palace there. Inquisition says everyone who's muted, refresh. We ain't getting anything out of this, says Glenn Castle. But this is a very good super chat from Johnny. He says the intensity has gone up, coincidentally, when Luke Shaw went off. That's probably because we're getting a little bit more forward. Well, we've got a free kick here. Anything will do. Anything will do. I think it was a free kick as well. Thanks for all the super chats. You can do that through the $sign. So we're about 5 minutes from half time here. He has been booked, that player. Someone's saying send him off. Will Bruno shoot? It's got to be worth a shot. You need something out of nothing here to just give us a little bit of a boost. Why does Delo always stop the forward momentum, says it's saying. And would you sub Mainu off for Ahmad, drop Bruno deeper, says Subber. Let's see what happens from here. Don't let Delo shoot. Oh, good shot, Bruno. And it is a corner as well. Let's have a look at this, because if it's a corner, It's probably going to go on the bar, wasn't it, to be fair? Right, corner. Almost like a free kick. Wharton against Maguire. They must be doing zonal. Edge of the box. Bruno. Mazraoui. Bruno, go back post. I don't know whether that's a free kick. I think we got away with one there. I'm not sure that was even a free kick, to be fair. Let's have a look. I suppose it is. It's a little bit soft, but dink this up to the back post. I think getting a left back might be more important than getting a midfielder. Both completely essential, though. I think, Daniel, we definitely need midfielders. Delo would not hit water if he fell out of a boat, says James. Bruno's been the best player on the field at the moment, says OG. And we're long overdue upgrades to our fullbacks. Not sure we can afford to wait another year to improve the defence, says Pimber. Let's see what Bruno can do from here. Oh, free header for Casemiro. And he heads it wide and he knows he should score. Couple of minutes to go. Remember, I don't know whether I should do my announcements at half-time. Big announcements at half-time. I don't know whether I should do it. Maybe if we're losing, maybe it'll just make people feel a bit happier. Mello says you're muted. Well, I'm not muted for most people, mate, so I would suggest you just leave because we're not going to do anything about it because there's nothing wrong with it. So thank you for letting us know, but there's nothing we can do. Going to be one of those days, Mark, says Josh. I'm going to do a poll. Shall I do the announcements at half-time? You are the community. Let me know. Well, 3 minutes added on here. I was hoping they did a little bit more, but... and Burmo must up his game, loses the ball too easy, says Marlowe. Of course, we're attacking the Stretford end in the first half here. Normally, well, it's not that big, but normally you're attacking it in the second half. We need Delit back, says Sergio. He needs to sort his back out. Going to be one of those days, Mark, says Josh. Carbon copy of the away game against Palace. Fell off, that they did fall off in the second half. And I think getting a left back might be more important than getting a midfielder, both completely essential though. Delo would not hit water if he fell out of the boat. Thank you very much. Well, I've took plenty of notes, and for me, the big story here is that for the third game in a row, we've lacked intensity and rhythm. And you keep getting these bloody Carrick journalists constantly writing shit about Amorim and telling us how great it is at United and how much the players love United because they don't train much and they get days off. Well, for 3 games in a row, I've seen no intensity, no rhythm. And look, we might still win the game. We might still win the game, but I will still say the same thing. Against Everton, they were better than us. It was just a good goal. Against West Ham, they were better than us. Sesko saved us. And in this first half, Palace have been better than us. Now, if we win because Palace get tired in the second half, that's not because we're better. That's because they played on Thursday. The intensity and speed of this team is shocking considering we're playing 1 game a week. But all week, we get from all these journalists, oh, the players love Carrick. He keeps giving them time off. They're training less. And I'm like, well, maybe high-end football, you get what you put in, you know? I think Sesko's been an absolute passenger. Graveyard shift. Nothing. Nothing. I mean, we've gone past the 3 minutes here. I think he's going to blow. And he does. So that's half time. And it's... Well, look, in fairness, 86% of you said that you do want the announcement, even though Manchester United are losing. Oh, Carrick's running down the touchline as well now. Oh, but at least they're showing a bit of bloody intensity and speed. They're all running down the bloody... I tell you what, they ran down the bloody tunnel for the bloody half-time oranges quicker than they did on the pitch. It's all right, Carrick running down and Bruno and Casemiro running down. How's about running around on the bloody pitch? Oh, that's laughable. That's laughable. So, yeah, we are going to do the announcement. I will do it in a few minutes. Obviously, we'll just talk about the game a little bit first, but get ready for that. And please, I'll tell you when I'm going to do it so you can share the video because it's big news. But, look, all in all, very disappointing half from Manchester United. 1-0 down. You can't really argue with it. Palace started off well. Hopefully, they're going to fade in the second half. But I don't think that's much of an excuse for Manchester United. I really don't. Like, we're going to get back into the game because Palace played on Thursday night. Xander says we're playing like a bunch of strangers. Very lacklustre first half. May as well bring Ahmad on, says Phil. There's no way Carrick should get the job, says Marlowe. Fucking Delo, says DH. We should have been managerless the last seven games and had the same results. Says Constantine. Hi from Maxi, and I watch United from Australia. The lads are going to get it done. And what changes would you make at half time, says Stevie. And it's mad after 2 years, Martinez and De Ligt have never played together since their Ajax days, says Brian. There's tension between Cunha and Mazraoui, says Zap. And Burma must up his game, says Marlowe. Look, I think, first and foremost, at least we've upped the possession a little bit, because there was a point in the first half, where Palace actually had more possession. They had 60% to our 40%. So we have swung it back. We've had more shots. We've had more corners. So it's starting to move in the right direction. And there is still 45 minutes to go. So I wouldn't be surprised if we still won this game. But you've got to look at why we're losing it. And yet again, inexplicably, I didn't expect... I predicted 4-0. I said easy win, ? I didn't say easy win, ! But that is, regardless of what happens, that 45 minutes needs to be discussed after this game and now. That is not acceptable. I don't know what they think's going on, but it's not acceptable. To play in a Man United shirt with that level of performance, Casemiro and Mainu have been invisible. And the same against Everton. They've not been in the game. Casemiro and Mainu have not been in the game in the midfield sense. Bruno's tried, but Casemiro and Mainu are not in the game. They're just not in the game. They're not doing anything. Delo has been shocking. Luke Shaw was shocking and he got subbed. And Burmo and Cunha, we're not getting the ball into them. And Sesko's a passenger. So the fact that we're losing 1-0 is totally justifiable. But the question has to be why? Why is it? Why are we struggling? I mean, we didn't play. We played on Monday. That means you've had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday to prepare this game. What was the plan? And people talk about, like lack of training etc. Okay. Lack of training might lead to less lack of intensity, but what's the game plan? Even tired players can still have a game plan. Like, what are we doing? Are we going long? Are we going down the wide? Are we playing possession? I can't see a style of play. But it won't matter to the ex-pros and the media because we're playing a back four. Under Amorim, at times you could see a style. But, oh, he's playing a 3-4-3. So simplistic, analytical opinion on Man United. They got obsessed about a 3-4-3. We're now playing a back four. No one says anything, but what's the style of play? What is Man United's style of play? What is it we're trying to do? Are we trying to get down the wing and put crosses into our big striker? Are we trying to play the ball in behind for people to run onto? Are we trying to play high possession and probe? Are we transitioning? I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything in that performance. Our biggest threat is set pieces. Free kicks and corners. We look dangerous from those. But apart from that, I don't really know. So changes I would make at half-time, I would probably say that I would be bringing on Ahmad. I hope it's not for Sesko, because then it feels like Sesko was a sub. I've been forced to pick him. He's not done very well, so I'll take him off and put Mbeumo up front. For me, brave move, Ahmad on, Mbeumo off. Because there's no point in having there's no point in blaming Sesko as the fall guy. You've got to start putting crosses into the box. Now, in relation to my bet builder with Boyle Sports, it is half time and it's a good time to check in on that. Let's see how we're doing. So Manchester United to win, not coming in at the moment. Over 2.5 goals in the game, not coming in at the moment. Benjamin Sesko to score at any time, not coming in at the moment. And Mbeumo over 1.5 shots. I'm told he hasn't had any, not coming in at the moment. Casemiro to be booked. Casemiro never gets bloody booked anymore. I mean, I don't want him to get booked, but he never gets booked anymore. So look, it can change in the second half. And if Sesko gets subbed, whoever comes on for Sesko, I've got my sub swap in play. So that's how it works with the Bet Builder. Don't forget, check out link in the description for that. As a reminder, that's how the sub swap works. Thanks very much to Bull Sports. And don't forget, 18 only, UK and Ireland customers. Terms and conditions are in the description. And on the screen, please bet responsibly. Lots of people talk about the announcement. I am going to make the announcement, but there's a couple of more comments to make here. It is a United watch-along, by the way. I don't want to dominate it with my news. Seen more intensity from pensioners playing walking football. We've been crap for weeks and no one wants to admit it. Mate, I don't like to do this, but I will. All week, I've been clipped up out of context because I said against Everton, over the moon with the win, the performance wasn't very good and Michael Carrick made a load of mistakes. Oh, I've had it from all directions. Fake fan, Forest fan, negative, this, that and the other. This is what I'm talking about. When we win, some people don't want to analyse. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Manchester United played badly against Everton and won. Great, 3 points, but there was problems with the way we played. Today, we're losing and we're playing exactly the same as Everton. And everyone's moaning about it. And sometimes results hide performance. And sometimes performance delivers results. I don't really see anything different from what I said after the game against Everton. And if we win this game 2-1 because Palace get tired and we score from 2 corners, does that mean we did well? So what I want to see in the second half is a different performance. Sesko is struggling. I think it's not his fault. He needs service, but right now I would switch him for Ahmad. Cunha up front. United Stand is on Netflix as Mazraoui. I'm going to do the announcement. I've just got some super chats here. The momentum has gone. Maintaining intense training would have helped to keep the momentum. Top 4 is not guaranteed. Sorry. I would take Cunha off, try wing it and go on the attacks as Bailey. Fullbacks have got to get forward. Fullbacks have got to get forward. If Palace are going to get tired, they're going to go deeper. You've got to put crosses in. How is it possible that every player is so bad? Delo is the biggest coward we've ever had, says Zix. All talk and nothing to offer. Can't make simple passes. Best 3 attackers were better in a 3-4-3, agrees, says Anthony. Shocking first half, says Nemi. Cunha's a waste of time on the left, says John Breezy. Right, I'm going to do the announcement. I feel like people are getting a little... Right, share the video. Big announcement for the community. Big announcement for me personally and hopefully for all of you as well. I've turned off the United Stand because that's symbolic. 10 years we've been doing this, and I have to say, it's nothing to do with the United Stand. So this might give you a little bit of a hint, and I hope you're going to support us on it. Can you see it? So, I will be managing a team in the Baller League every Monday from, I think it's draft night on a week tomorrow. Yeah, so from a week tomorrow, every Monday night on Sky, on YouTube, I will be managing a team. We're coming into the Baller League with a team. It's happening. Goldbridge Ball is happening. I'm assembling the squad. The end game is coming for everybody else. I was going to say we're back. We're not back. We're just getting started. So really, really excited about it. Every Monday night on Sky and on YouTube, you can watch and support us, and tickets are out tomorrow. So, you know, if the Ultras want to turn up as well, it can happen. We've got some really exciting players. I've seen the kits and they're amazing. I know the name. I can announce it now. The Gold Devils will be entering the Baller League, and we're coming in it to win it. We're starting from a long way back. You know, we will be using the Rocky Balboa theme tune because we are coming in, literally only found out last week, and a lot of people have already committed to other clubs and stuff. They're begging to come and join us, but they're contractually to hands tied. So, you know, we're always up against it. When we started the United Stands, oh, yeah, we're the biggest and the best. Same thing's going to happen here. Baller League, the Gold Devils, I'm the manager, we're assembling the team, and we're in it. We're in the big time. So, yeah, really looking forward to it, and get involved, because we will be updating you about signings. We will be updating you about what's going on. I'll drop a link for the tickets. We'll also be letting you know how you can follow the story on Instagram as well. Seb was going to come in and tell me who his rival is. I don't know whether I can get him to come in. Seb! He might have gone on a dog walk. Seb! I'll let Seb do this bit, because he likes Baller League. Right, I've told him.
Yeah.
Right. We need a rival. Who's our rival going to be?
Angry Ginge, he's going down.
Angry Ginge?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, I just don't like him. All the people like him only because he's angry.
Okay. Ginge, we're coming for you. There we go. Gold Devils. Let's do it.
Yep.
Speak to you in a bit. He can definitely have my job. He's more angry than me. He's angrier than me. Anyway, that's the announcement done, and we'll keep you all updated with that. I actually, can I just say, he might be my son, but I do like Angry Ginge. Angry Ginge is not my son. Oh God, no, I'm not owning that. Angry Ginge is not my son. Seb's my son, but I didn't know who the rival was going to be. I actually wanted him to say Deport Rio. I'm coming for them, but apparently Ginge is the rival. There you go. Okay, right, let's get back. Hopefully Manchester United can turn it around. We're 1-0 down. Will there be any changes at half-time? Daniel says, that's fantastic. Congratulations, mate. Looking forward to watching the Gold Devils. Great stuff. I know everyone will be behind you in the team. I know you will, mate. And we'll build the story together, but I'm excited about it. And to be involved in that every week in a league with a team. It's going to be good fun. I mean, look, I've coached before, and obviously I've done the whole bloody sidemen and stuff, but this is going to be good fun. Got a good coach coming in. Got hopefully getting some good players in, which we'll be announcing in the next few days. But all that's going to get announced. What I would say is it's going to be good fun, and we're not messing about. We're not messing about. 1 Inch Wonder says, you're a legend, mate. Can you draft the low? Jem says, where do we buy tickets? I think we just need to get the link pinned in the live chat. I can probably do that because they're out tomorrow morning and they'll go very, very quickly. And I want ultras there. The start of Mark's journey to being United's manager, says Giraffe. Sky Sports ain't ready for Goldbridge Ball, says Mike. Let's go Goldbridge Ball. Thank you very much to Francis and Max. Congratulations, says Sonic. Well in, very proud. Well, look. Some people will go, whatever. Let's talk about the football, and that's fine. Some people will be very happy about it and proud about it. But we started this from nothing, whether it's Bundesliga on That's Football, whether it's other things that we're working on in the next 2 months to announce as well, whether it's things like this. They only happen because we work together. So whether you like it or not, it only happens because we do this together. So I'm very excited to take this community into something else. And to be honest with you, United ain't in Europe. So it's something that we can focus on till the end of the season, which is why I was so punchy and excited at the start of the show, because I was like, I haven't really enjoyed United playing so few games and no midweek games. And now every Monday until the end of the season, I've sorted it. United on the weekend, the Gold Devils on a Monday, a team you can support while Man United aren't in Europe. So, I've actually released some of your boredom. The link for early access is 9 a.m. tomorrow, and it should be pinned in the live chat now. Let me just double check that works. Yes. When will the kits be out? I wish I could show you the kits that we've got. There is a United theme. One of them might be a little bit like, well, I'm not going to say much. We will be streaming it. It will be streamed on the Mark Goldbridge channel. We'll be streaming it IRL and all that jazz, yeah. Hope you're doing fine, says Freya. Why were we attacking Stretford End first half? Hoping for a win, but hope it's not a strategy. Come on, United, says Freyas. Carrick's team is a moments team. Luck is going to dry out. I presume the reason we didn't attack the Stretford End in the second half like we normally do is because Crystal Palace, it's a great point, Crystal Palace probably won the toss and made us attack the Stretford End first, because we always like to attack the Stretford End second. So that will be Palace who basically elected to do that, and we did kick off the first half as well, didn't we? Why is my timer not working? Oh, it's because of that. I've clicked the wrong one. There we go. Right, can we get back into it? Street Baller says, I'll sign from Depot Trio for a year's Nando's. And Mainu should not be our future. We need 2 new midfield starters, says Dante. Slow Sports News says Sesko is struggling, I think, and it's not his fault. He needs service, but right now I would switch him up for Ahmad Kunya up front. An announcement, United Stand is on Netflix. Glazers to own Gold Devils, going to buy you out, says Aki. Congratulations. Would you swap off Mainu for Ahmad? We did that one from GoPal. And Default 66 says, will we get rid of all the Deadwood injury-prone shit like Delone, Mount, Short? It's never going to happen, mate. Like, this is what I mean. You win a few games, and it papers up the cracks. And you get called negative for calling it out. But I don't really think it matters massively who the manager is. Oh, I tell you what. Mbeumo could have gone down then. Was it Mbeumo or was it Cunha? Somebody, I think it's Mbeumo. I think Mbeumo could have gone down here. He could have gone down. Cunha wanted a pass, but I think Mbeumo could have gone down here. I don't know whether Wharton got the ball. Anyway, it's a corner to United. We're quite good from corners. I personally think the only reason United have done well this season is because they don't have European or Cup football. Next season will be a lot tougher, says Kai. Welcome to the Members Club, Rain. Back post. Go on, Delo. Whip it in. Whip it in. It's a good cross. Over the bar. Wide from Casemiro. I think there's a lot of people talking about like the one game a week. And I think it's problematic. But it's also a positive. I think we'd have a lot more injuries if we had to play twice a week. And I don't think the squad's that good. So there's that benefit. But then also I think it's a bit stop-start at times as well. Another yellow card for time wasting here. Zap says, very proud of what you're cooking. Thank you, pal. Move Mburmo to the left and sub Cunha for Ahmed. We need more crosses and there is no left foot on that side. Good point, Juan. That's better. There seems to be a... Oh, no. Bruno getting a bit frustrated there. Cunha invisible again, unfortunately, says Max. I just think putting him out on the left is tough. It's tough. In the other games, it's 2-1 to Brighton. It's 2-0 to Fulham. Fulham against Spurs and Brighton against Forest. Delo has got to whip this in now. What the fuck? Why are we passing? Why are we passing? Why are we passing inside when you've got it on the wing with an opportunity to put a cross in and you're a fucking fullback? I mean, the cross does come in from Mainu, but why are you not putting the cross in? That's your job. Congrats, mate. I don't tend to watch much baller leagues, but I'll watch now. It'll be entertaining, Real Discipline HQ. I mean, what one positive, Palace have done nothing going forward for about, well, we've only been playing for 5 minutes in the second half, but they didn't really do much in the last 20 minutes of the second half either. So hopefully that's a sign of being able to just get to grips. Although they're on the attack now. This would be just bloody typical. Strand Larson with a shot. Congratulations, Mark, says PJ. Wish you all the best on the ball league. Come on, United. We need some quicker passes of play to get Sesko more involved. Thank you very much for that. Obviously, there was no changes at half-time. Go on, Cunha. Go on. Lay it off. Little dink, little cross. No, put the cross in. Now put the cross in. Corner. Hey, we've got 34 followers on Instagram for Gold Devils FC already. I'll pop the link up for that. Someone saying, why didn't we get a handball? I don't think anybody understands the handball rule at the moment, to be honest. Chubby says, stop jinxing the game. Can you explain why I'm jinxing the game? I've said I think we'll come back. That's going to be a penalty. He's giving it. He's giving a penalty. I don't even know if it was. It's going to send him off as well. I tell you what, we're so lucky. If this is a red card as well, we're so lucky. He's going to give a red. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know whether he's given a penalty or he's going to go to VAR. Well, it's outside the box. I don't know. I think it's a bit. I don't know. I think it's a. I think we're very lucky if it's a if he gets a red for it as well. We're very lucky. I think we've got a penalty. It's given a penalty. It's a bit. Look, it's lucky. It's lucky. It's very lucky. Look, these they all count in the end. But I would say, you know, we have been very, very lucky in the last few weeks when you look at it, and I don't think it's a penalty. I genuinely don't think it's a penalty. I think it's soft. I think he dives, and I think it starts outside the box, and I think he dives. But technically, you could say, is it not a red card because there's no attempt to play the ball? I think if he gives the penalty, he's got to give a red. It's going to VAR. Well, he gave a penalty, didn't he? So it might be getting overruled now. I think look, if he gives it, he's got to give a red card. But I've got to say, it looks a bit soft to me. It's such a game-changing decision to give a red and a penalty for that. I think it's soft. But look, we'll take it. I think we'll take it. He has to give a penalty, though. Sorry, he has to give a red because it's depriving a goal-scoring opportunity. There's no attempt to play the ball. Yeah, sent him off as well. I've got to say, I think that's really harsh. Really harsh. Withholding, it doesn't matter where it starts, but where it ends, says Slazy. And penalty as well, says Zap. Well, we're going to win this game again. We're going to win. I did say, apparently I was jinxing it. I did say, I think we'll win this game. Games change on stuff like that. And we'll be very lucky. We'll win this game now. We've got 35 minutes against 10 men who were going to park the bus, and that's their biggest defender. So they haven't really got any height anymore either. So we'll end up winning this game. But don't forget, up until this point, we were absolutely shit. And we'll end up winning this game now, and it'll be 6 wins out of 7 or whatever it is. And people will be saying, give Carrick the job, give the Carrick the job. And ultimately, we're going to win the game because goal, Bruno, 1-1. We're going to win this game, and that's great, but the story isn't the story, is it? 1-1. I hate playing against 10 men as well. Get the game, just get the game won. Simple as that. Congratulations. Withholding, it doesn't matter where it starts, but where it ends. I just think that's so soft. I genuinely think it's a dive. I think it's so soft. And obviously we benefit from it, but I do. I'm sorry. I think it's a dive. I do. I think it's a dive. I genuinely do. For them to get for us to get a penalty and a red card for that, I feel, look, you've got to take it, but I can't sit here and start going, yeah, get in. I feel like it's, I think it's harsh. I really do. But, you know, and I also feel like I'm a hypocrite because I watched the Leeds game yesterday and I don't like Leeds. And I thought that decision to not give a handball against Man City was disgusting. If I sit here now and go, oh yeah, definitely a foul, definitely a red card, I look like a bloody idiot. So I've got to try and just be honest. I mean, we've benefited from it now. We've got it. I suppose in a sense, you can be humble when it's gone your way. But I just think that's just an indication of how bad the PGMOL are. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Now the question is, can we capitalise? Well, we should do. 35 minutes against 10 men. Sesko up front. You just got to get forward and get the crosses in. Matthew says he gets to it if he doesn't pull. Says Matthew. Well, why didn't he just stay on his feet then? Not a word from Maguire's Ruben Diaz impression. Hypocritical, says Danny on the gas. I don't know what we're talking about there. This is papering over the cracks again for Carrick, says Stick and Stone. With holding, it doesn't matter where it starts, but where it ends. Congratulations, we need gold Devil's gear, says Nectario. Thank you very much for that. Look, the main thing is to get the 3 points, as we've said multiple times before. And, you know, we just got to be calm now. Stop. Mazraoui and Delo have got to start pushing forward now. We're so lucky. Carrick doesn't deserve credit if we win, says Say. Well, no, let's not go that far. I mean, I'm more talking about the PGMOL, to be honest. I mean, from a United point of view. Good stuff. I'm just going to put in the chat. How do I do it? Just want to. Somebody just messaged me something. Wonder if it'll work. They've got to get crosses in the box now because the guy who's been sent off is actually really tall as well, so they won't have any height. Char says, as a United supporter, VAR failed again with that decision, soft foul. Look, it's the ability to be honest with yourself. Obviously, some people can't do it because they're just so blinded by, you know, the red-tinted glasses, and I get that. But obviously, I do a lot of content away from the United stand, and I see a lot of terrible decisions that I call out. And I think it was. I think for them to be down to 10 men because of that as well. Look, by the letter of the law, he has to have a red card, but that's why I think the referee needs to be a bit wiser with his decision because it's so soft. To transform the game on a decision like that is, I think it was soft, and I think Cunha is very intelligent what he does. Set pieces, actors, bad referees. Welcome to the Premier League, says she loves cowgirl. So Cunha is basically cheating, says Jake. Well, no, I haven't got a problem with Cunha. I haven't got a problem with Cunha at all. Like, if it's the last minute of a cup final and he does that and you win the game, we're all celebrating. I haven't got a problem with Cunha. I think it's definitely simulation, though. In my opinion, he takes the tumble. I haven't got a problem with Cunha. I like Cunha, but I think the referee's a fucking idiot. Soft, but it doesn't dive. We all claim why he didn't dive, says Victor. Exactly. I think you're absolutely right there. You know, Cunha played the game and the referee bought it. Don't blame I don't blame Cunha. I blame the shit officials and VAR again. Isn't there some kind of double jeopardy rule, says Save? No. The reason it has to be a red card is because if there's no genuine attempt to play the ball and you deprive a goal-scoring opportunity, then it is a red card. So we had it happen to us in the Europa League, didn't we, for Rasmus? Defo Dorgu, but free kick outside the box. Holding started outside the box, and it's where the holding starts, not where it finishes, says Wayne. I thought it was outside the box as well, but apparently it's not. Bruno with the shot just wide. Thomas says, congratulations, Mark. You should use shirts from first season of United Stand FC career. They were fire. Jude says, Martin O'Neill, next manager. Ahmad on for Delo. It's a serious talk. We should probably start thinking about attacking now. Bath says, sorry, Mark, but how have we got it? We are playing so bad, hard to see us winning. And then it changed. That was obviously before that. Tyler says, Kamada could have been sent off in the first half. I'll take the gift. And remember when we used to control the ball and tire the other team out? It seems like a lifetime ago now. Well, that's a great point by Nick, because let's not forget, Crystal Palace played on Thursday night and they now got to play half an hour in the second half with 10 men. Sean says, get Delo off for Ahmad now. Dam says, could he have given a free kick? Goal! What a goal! Sesko, 2-1. Whoever put that cross in, give them a raise. That's the goal. That's the game. That's the 3 points. The cross was absolutely fantastic. We've got over 3 goals. We've got a Sesko goal. We haven't got a Casemiro yellow card yet. If you know, you know. But whoever put that cross in, give them a raise. Because that's exactly what we should have been doing. I think it was Bruno. I think it was Bruno. I mean, look, we were always going to score when it went down to 10 men. But look at this. Ah, it's Bruno. What a cross. Yeah. And look, the guy they've got at centre-back as well isn't very big. Lovely header. Lovely header. Game done. People were panicking in the first half. I said there's a long way to go. Man of the match, probably the referee, but that's magic. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. That type of cross, that type of goal. Simple as that. Yeah, he could have given a free kick and a red card because it's still depriving a goal scoring opportunity, yeah. It's funny because Mbeumo could have gone down mere moments before and it would have been more of a clear-cut penalty than Cunha, says Arkley. Good point. It's a free kick outside the box and a red card, says Martin Spellman. And Callum says, the ref is shit, to be fair. Just look at his last game, Villa versus Newcastle, says Callum. And it's soft, but what happens if he doesn't hold him, says Abdul. Cunha double coming up. Sesko assists against the bus, says Jackson. And you wanted Mbeumo to dive when you thought there was a contact, but now when Cunha dies after clearly being pulled on his shoulder, you complain. Yeah, you're not listening, Rob, are you? I said I don't think it was a penalty. I haven't got a problem with Cunha doing that. I've seen Ashley Young do it for years. I've seen Ahmad do it. I don't mind players doing it. I'm saying I don't think it was a penalty. And I don't think it should have been a red card. And I think the referee and VAR have had a stinker. But I ain't got any criticism with United players. Max says you might have lost without a red and a penalty. Mate, look. I'm almost dreading doing the match reaction because when we do the match reaction and I say we've been very lucky again and we played shit until the red card, there'll be people clipping me up again going, oh, he's a Forest fan, this, that and the other. No. I'm just very aware that next season we want to win the league. Or we want to be back in the Champions League. And we're getting very lucky playing shit. So winning the games is obviously what we all want. But performance-wise, I think the last 3 games have been shite. And we've got to start thinking about next season. And you know what? I don't care whether you're bloody a top red or an ex-player or Gary Lineker. I don't really care. There's no doubt in my mind that in the last 3 games, we have fell off a cliff in relation to intensity and chemistry. And if that's because of reducing training, then that needs to be looked at. Look, when you're playing against 10 men and there's wide open space, everybody's going to look like prime Brazil. But up until it went down to 10 men, we were really struggling. And at half time, people were moaning way more than me. So don't try and be a flip-flop and start saying, oh, you're never happy. I'm happy with the 3 points because it gives us 6 points on Chelsea if they lose. But I wasn't blinkered by the win against Spurs. And I'm not blinkered by this win either. Bruno showing the fullbacks how to cross as Jonathan. Oh, wonderful cross. Wonderful cross by Bruno. And I hope Ricky gives Bruno his flowers because that cross was Beckham-esque. Lovely header by Sesko, but at his height in that situation. How are we going to use Ahmad now? Sesko is in form and Mbeumo's better than him, says Reynold. Well, he's got to win his place back, hasn't he? I'm sure he'll bring Ahmad on. I am doing Chelsea versus Arsenal, yes, at 4:30. Player ratings show will be live at 8 o'clock tonight because I'm not going to have time to do match reaction and player ratings before Chelsea against Arsenal. So, yeah, we will be live for that. Well, remember, it's double good news. Man United have come back from behind here. They're leading 2-1. It looks like it's going to be another 3 points, another win for United. And United don't play midweek, so I'm now managing a team in Baller League. That starts a week on Monday. And if you want to follow the story on Instagram, I've just pinned the live chat. We've not even posted anything yet, and we're already at 100 followers. So if you are on Instagram, you can click the pinned chat and you can give us a follow there. Gold Devils FC. God, we're nearly at 1,000 followers already. We've not posted yet. Give us a follow. Link is in the live chat or go to Gold Devils FC. You can see the new badge there as well. People say we're lucky. Well, that's life. Certain circumstances lead to certain results. We absolutely need to pick up the performance, no doubt, says Ashish. Exactly. Look, I use it all the time. I remember that Brentford game where we were losing 1-0 against Brentford and we played absolutely shit. And then we scored 2 set pieces from McTominay. And I was like, at full time, get in, absolutely brilliant. And people were saying it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that you're celebrating that. Never don't celebrate your team winning a game. You can delve into the concerns, issues, positives, all that. But winning, look, we can't afford to be dropping points against Crystal Palace. I mean, look, I predicted 4-0. We're going to win this game because of a red card and a penalty. There is context, but it's still a win. But I agree. Take the win, analyse the performance. We've got Newcastle on Wednesday. That's a good thing. So against Newcastle on Wednesday, I want to see a better United performance. Like, I want to see us play better. Go on, Cunha. That's another penalty there. That's more of a penalty than the other one. That looked like more of a penalty than the other one. Thanks for the follow, Andy Haynes. I'm sure that looked like more of a penalty than the other one. I want to see a replay on that. Mainu. Another corner. I want to see a replay on this. That one on Mbermo, Cunha there, that looked like a pen. That's a pen. And welcome to the world of VAR and PGMOL. That's more of a penalty than the other one. And you know why he's not given it? You know why he's not giving it? Because I've already given one. Welcome to the world of the PGMOL. They're fucking useless. That was more of a penalty than the other one. That should have been a penalty. He's literally kicked his back leg. And you can tell the referee's gone, oh, I've messed up on the first one. I can't give another one. Well, you can. You can give as many bloody penalties as you want. Brilliant save by Henderson from Casemiro. You feel like there's a third goal coming. If the first one was a penalty, that was stone wall. Good save by Henderson, that was. You'd back Casemiro to score. Ricky versus Bruno, 0-2, says Mr. United Nurse. Well, hopefully Ricky... I think Ricky's on the fan forum, and he needs pulling up by everyone in the live chat that Luke Shaw is 10 times better than Bruno. Because I think we've seen today why Bruno is 100 times better than Luke Shaw. Explain Baller League, says GB. So basically there's 12 teams every Monday night at the Copper Box in London. Everybody plays each other, half-an-hour games, and 6 aside over 12 weeks. And then the top 4 play in the final. I was very disappointed when we signed Sesko and Le Mans over Emi Martinez and Gyökeres. Glad to say I was wrong, says Oishan. 2 future talents. Sesko off for Ahmad. Back in the title race, I'll take the win, but it does feel a bit jammy, says Eric. Bruno is left wing and Cunha is at 10 now, says Dan. No, he's not. It's just tucking in a lot, Cunha. Pengas said, if Bruno's assist was to win the Champions League, Ricky would still say he should have passed instead of and gone for a short pass. Knowing what you know, would you still take Watkins or Gyökeres over Sesko? Says Saki. I mean, I like Gyökeres. I think Watkins, even I was like, I wanted Sesko over Watkins. I did like Watkins, but I did say Sesko. I like Gyökeres, but I'm very happy with Sesko. Knowing what you know, that was from Zakil. People say we're lucky, that's life, says Ashish. 4-1 finish, no midweek game, things are looking up. We are playing midweek, Connor. We're playing Newcastle. Win Baller League or United win the Premier League, says Zahin. Definitely Man United win the Premier League. Do Arsenal and Man City remain in games, and do you think Arsenal still win the league? And I hope United do well, and I rate Carrick, but Arsenal wins, says Jaden. I think it's going to be a very interesting game for Arsenal against Chelsea. I mean, from a United point of view, we need Chelsea to win. We need Arsenal to win. Because we'd be 6 points clear of 6th. We were crap the first 30 minutes. We were starting to do better before the red. The red definitely hurt though, says Sean. Ricky's man of the match will be Luke Shaw, says Q. Any tips for my first time? No, I'm not reading that. I thought Palace bought on a homeless Van der Beek, says William. And I do think Carrick deserves a chance permanently. Decision to change could be made after, in my opinion. This isn't winning bias. I think you're mad, Chad. I've seen nothing in the last 3 games apart from results. And that sounds really weird and very clippable. But beyond results, I've seen no reason to give Carrick the job. And we have won 2 of the last 3 and drawn. But I think we've had a lot of luck. I don't think this will work next season. I think it's very obvious this won't work next season because the way we've playing 1 game a week, this won't work playing 2 games a week. You can just tell. There's not enough energy. There's not enough intensity. It just won't work. You won't be able to do it 3 games twice a week. What was the Wharton audition like? What did everybody else think about Wharton? Sam, I think he went off with a knock. I thought Wharton did quite well. I thought it was quite tidy. Again, a little bit of a jack of all trades and a master of none. I thought he did okay. Yeah. I thought he did okay. I mean, I don't think he was bad. I thought he was tidy. I thought he did, yeah, but they didn't really do a hell of a lot. Hopefully Casemiro doesn't choke, says Shank. Ryle says, regardless of the circumstances, we now have an opportunity to get in as many goals as we can, especially considering the goal difference, says Ryle. Chad, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Stick me a tenner on Gazza to score first. Up the United stand, says Rob. Go on, Ahmad, have a shot. Have a shot. Oh, unlucky. It's an amazing injury by Shaw. Ricky probably, says Kill the Thomas. Luck wins games, not trophies, says Lambert. The performance papers over the bad ones the last few weeks. Hopefully we switch the light on against Newcastle and Villa as those games define it. Yeah, look, we've got two. Look, I don't think any... Celebrate the win, if it happens. Of course, it should do. Celebrate the win, analyse the performance, and then live comfortably in the knowledge that the next two games we're going to play decent opposition. Like Newcastle have got good players and Villa have got good players. So unless we win both those games with players getting sent off, we should hopefully find out a little bit more. And the good thing is we're winning. And the main thing is Champions League football. And the conversation will go on about whether you want to stick with this or whether you want to wait until the summer and go for something else. And that's a healthy conversation. It's probably not healthy to definitely know Carrick shouldn't get the job. It's probably not healthy to definitely know he should get the job. It's probably good that the conversation goes on. Multi says there's a team already called the Gold Devils FC, Mark. Didn't know that. Not in Baller League, there's not. There is a team... why is Bruno hanging about so far when we're a man up, says Mr. B. Why is Bruno what? What? Why is Bruno... I keep missing this. Why is Bruno hanging back so far when we're a man up? He's just dictating the play, Mr. BDA. He likes to do that. Did you see the handball before the red card and the penalty? Sesko header was blocked by hand. Replay was long time after game started, says Michael Dinos. Are you going to be at the Sidemen charity match this year, says Mail? I don't know yet. Why is Bruno there? Thank you very much for that. Ayan says, I've never seen a manager luckier than Carrick in my life. I don't think that's very fair. Luck will run out anyway. We've got nearly 1,000 followers on Gold Devils FC already. Links pinned in the live chat. How many has United got? They've got 64,000. I'm just saying. Give us a follow. Thank you very much. Mazraoui's been levels above Shaw, says Mr. Clean. Henry says, why did Carrick remove Sesko? No offence. Carrick should be nowhere near the Man United job. Palace are on the attack here. Muniz. And that's the end of that. If Carrick goes unbeaten, would you give him the job? Mate, it's all about context. If we win every game because the referee sends somebody off, then that, you should beat 10 men. if we win every game because we beat people playing really well, then I probably would give him the job, yeah. So I think the context is... Also, it depends who's available. Who else are we going to interview? Mazraoui's been levels above Shaw. Thank you very much for that. Xerxes going to come on here. What would you say for the Mbeumo performances in the last few games have been questionable? Invisible, says Chad. Mate, I think player ratings, links in the video description, mark every player out of 10. I also think Casemiro and Mainu have been bad for 3 games now. There's a hot take for you. Forget Mbeumo. I think Mainu and Casemiro have been bad for 3 games in a row. Not average, bad. Carrick conversation is like going on 2 dates and talking about marriage. Our fans should just enjoy what we have and have that conversation later, says Shahin. I agree. Wacko says, thoughts on Macula saying you aren't authentic? Mate. Why is this conversation going on? Do I ever talk about that? Box up, not down. Connor Header, well, thank you for being a member for 72 months. He's going to bring off Mbeumo here. Delo there, he couldn't dump in, otherwise it would have been a second yellow. You sort of saw him for a minute. He made a mistake and he thought about committing the foul, but it would have been a second yellow. So Delo had to be very careful there. Kiru says, Mainu's still playing, barely noticed him. Tutti Frutti says, I've got to say, Cunha's body language is not it. Throwing his hands up like he's praying to the Lord. I mean, he's the game changer though, mate. He's won us the game, really. Although it was Bruno's brilliant I mean, Bruno's man of the match for me, I think. Mazraoui's done well. Cunha's had a big part in it. Dante says Mainu is overrated. If we lose a midfielder, that's the real fear, in my opinion, says Dylan. I think there's been... Look, I think there's been... Fulham are beating Tottenham 2-1 and Brighton are beating Forest 2-1 and we're winning 2-1. All 3 games are 2-1 to the home team in the 2 o'clocks. I think there's been some good performances and there's been some bad performances. And ultimately, if we win this game 2-1, red card or not, it comes down to that one moment, doesn't it? And you can sit on whatever side of the fence you want, but performance-wise, I think everybody has to agree it's not been a good performance. It's been a good result. You can do the player ratings through the link in the description. Thanks everyone who's given the Baller League team a follow. We're closing in on 2,000 apparently now. We've not even posted yet, so thank you everybody for that. I would say this. I think we might have. I mean, look, people are going to call me a twat. I've been called worse. It's absolutely fine. I think we would have won the game even against 11 men. It might not have been pretty, but I think we would have won the game anyway. I think we would have found a way scrappily to do it. I felt that even when we were 1-0 down in the first half. But we'll never know. Good tackle, Casemiro. And it's going to be a yellow card there for Heaven, was it? Yeah. It's a good yellow card to take there because Palace actually had a bit of an overload and you don't want to see them attacking in the last few minutes. Thanks everyone who's been watching, by the way. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. Hopefully there's not long added on. Little dink to the back post. Goal kick, that'll do. Relegation battle's funny, isn't it? Because West Ham lost yesterday, Spurs are losing, and Forest are losing. 8 minutes! That's because he took so long on the bloody thing. Do you think Arsenal will bottle it, or do you think their position in first is already secured? I think it's way too early to talk about that, Mail, but I am on That's Football, watching that at 4:30. Vinay says, I'll miss the first half. Sorry, I don't know where that chat went. Missed the first half, but in the second, Cunha and Bruno have looked our best attacking players, while Maguire and Mazraoui look the best defensively. Do you think... Oh, I've done that one as well. Mix Zone says, welcome to the Members Club, Mix Zone. Thanks for getting your badge in. You're a legend. Just so you know, Cole Palmer will never put Bruno's numbers. For those you claiming you'd happily replace Bruno with Palmer, plus way less injuries, says Playmaker. No, I didn't say I'd replace Bruno with Palmer. I said if Palmer left, I'd sign Cole Palmer. Sorry, if Bruno left, I'd sign Cole Palmer. Afternoon, Mark. What's Wharton's performance been like, says Tom? Is he still an option? I think he's a steady player, and I thought he was steady. I thought he played well in the first half, but as I said, he's more a master, a jack of all trades than a master of one or two. So be a steady player. I mean, look, he's probably better than he's had. Look, I've been a little bit worried with Mainu and Casemiro the last few games. Obviously, Casemiro's going to leave, so you can't get too worried about it. But Mainu probably does need to step it up a little bit. Stephen says, are we sitting back a little bit? I don't really think so. I think we've tried to attack. Dania, thank you very much for gifting 5 memberships. You're a legend, sir. Do you think it would have been better to keep Wan-Bissaka over Delo, considering their improvement in Wan-Bissaka's attack, says Chad? I think it was always close. I mean, Alif says disgusting performance from Delo. We've been shit 3 quarters of the season. No manager could suddenly change us to tiki-taka. We take any win we can for now. Never thought we would even be third this season, says Wolfgang. Do you think we'll see more of Lacey this year, says James? I hope so. I think if it gets towards the end of the season and we've got plenty of, points in the bag, then I think you can, yeah. Good ball by Mainu there. Oh, good shot by Ahmad. Good save by Henderson. It's a win and we're third. At least we didn't choke like we would have before, says David. That's a good save by Henderson. I actually thought he was a little bit more comfortable with that. He wasn't. He was at full stretch and it was fingertips. Corner. We've been good at corners. It would have been nice to see Ahmad score. Onto the roof of the net. That goes. Another 4 minutes to go. Remember to do your player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I know, well, if you're looking at the preview, not the preview, the match reaction, you'll already know. Oh, what was their defender doing there? Ahmad, Sesko, good block. I did think we might have scored a few more goals. With, considering we played against 10 men for, what, 35 minutes? But a win is a win. Sesko, Xerxes, sorry. Why did Rio Ferdinand say Cobby has been like a Rolls Royce? Did he say that about... Oh, that's got to be another red card, surely. Last man. Offside. Oh, fucking hell. I mean, to be fair, Ahmad is miles offside. Well, he's marginally offside. But that would have been a red. That would have been a red. Are we versus 10 men FC, says Wolf. And Man United have been sloppy with possession these last few minutes. Bruno is criminally underrated. I really would like him to keep playing for us, says Dan. Did Rio say that Cobby's been a Rolls Royce today? Look, I'm a massive fan of Mainu, and Casemiro's been really good for us this season, but I'd be hard pushed to say that they've played well the last few games. Why did Maguire come off? Good play, Xerxes. Somebody just said in the chat he's useless. This could be a goal here. We've got so many. Cunha. Going to give it to Bruno. Into Ahmad. Cut it back to Bruno. To Xerxes. Mainu. Wide. Do you think Bruno can beat the assist record, says Mr. Clean? I don't know what it is. Come on, ref, blow the whistle. We're only 90 followers off 2,000 followers on Gold Devils FC Baller League team on Instagram already. Thank you everybody who's supporting it. Really appreciate it. Man of the match. Well, not only man of the match, I've said he's world class, Bruno. Everything about this game has been Bruno. I wonder what happens in games like this where technically we haven't even played that well. And we've still won. Brighton have beaten Forest 2-1. And Fulham have beaten Spurs 2-1. And it looks like we are going to beat Palace 2-1. Although they are on the attack. That should be got rid of it. Get rid of it. And that's the final whistle. I'm so pleased that we've won on the day that I've announced Baller League, because I was a bit worried at half-time. But yeah, fantastic result for Manchester United. Lots to talk about in the match reaction about performance and potentially soft penalties and red cards. We've got over the line again, but I would concede honestly that West Ham, Everton, and Crystal Palace, 7 points from 9 is what matters. But have we played that well? Winning when we're playing badly, maybe. We'll be going through to our review show next, final score. Make sure you join me there. But before we go, just a reminder, this watch-along has been powered by Boyle Sports. They've got a special offer on at the moment. If you're new to Boyle Sports, bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. Details are in the description. 18 plus only, UK and Ireland customers. Full terms are on the screen. I will see you over the match reaction. Don't forget to do your player ratings. They are in the video description of this video and the other one, UnitedStandPlayerRatings.com. I'll see you over there in about a minute's time. What the hell? Look at that. So why is that not doing that?